Hi, welcome to Gadgets 360. Today we're going to be unboxing the brand new Apple iPhone 12. Now as you can see, there isn't a lot to this box and there's not a lot to see inside because Apple famously no longer includes a power adapter or a headset. That said, I'm still eager to get my hands on the phone itself and check out what's new because quite a lot has changed since the iPhone 11. We've got a brand new screen, a brand new body shape, new cameras, and of course a new processor. And all of that comes at a slightly higher price than the iPhone 11. Before we get started, let's talk about pricing. The new iPhone 12 starts at 79,900 rupees for 64 GB, that goes up to 84,900 rupees for 128 GB and 94,900 rupees for 256 GB. With that out of the way, let's get to the unboxing. But before we begin, please do remember to subscribe to the Gadgets 360 channel and hit the bell icon so you know whenever we post a new video. So here of course we have the box of the new iPhone 12, and as you can see it is a lot smaller and slimmer than previous iPhone boxes and of course most other phone boxes, and that's because Apple has infamously decided to stop including a charger brick and a pair of earphones with its phones. So we have of course a picture of the device itself. If you see here right at the back, Apple has said that the only thing inside the box is the iPhone 12 and the USB to Lightning cable. Power adapter and headphones will be sold separately. There's a few other specifications, but we'll go over that. The only other thing to note over here is that we have a blue version of this phone with 256 GB of storage. And that's all there is to see on the outside. So let's peel this plastic off. And then, lifting the lid, we get our first look of the phone itself right on top. So this is the new blue color, which is pretty deep and rich, as you can see. This phone is also available in black, white, green and product red. So let's peel off this protective layer here. You can see the power button on the side, we can turn that on. And while the phone is booting, let's look at the rest of the box contents, whatever little there is. Here of course we have a lightning cable, but Apple has now decided to include a Type-C cable, so that's a Type-C port on the other end, but there's no charger to plug it into. You'll have to use your own. Inside this little slip of cardboard, we have a SIM eject pin, the most basic paperwork, and one single Apple sticker. That's really all there is in the box. So let's quickly run through the setup process. And there we have it. We can see iOS 14 up and running on the new iPhone 12. So now let's get a closer look at the hardware itself and run through some of the specifications. Of course, what we see first is a relatively new design. Apple has gone with flat edges instead of the rounded ones that we've seen for many years now. The iPhone 12 is actually 15% smaller overall than the iPhone 11 and the XR, which were virtually identical in terms of looks. But we have the same dual camera module on the back. This is glass, which Apple says is toughened and reinforced. But as you can see, there's a slightly raised patch around the two camera lenses, and the lenses themselves are offset and raised again. The back is quite glossy and does pick up fingerprints. It's picked up quite a few smudges already in just a few minutes. And what's also interesting is that the front is completely flat. The screen glass does not extend over the edges and is not curved. So what we have here is a completely flat corner. We have a 6.1-inch screen, which is the same size as the iPhone 11 and the XR, but this time it is an OLED panel and it's much denser. It has a much higher resolution. We've also got HDR for the first time on a mainstream iPhone. The body is just 7.4 millimeters thin and it weighs 162 grams, which is also quite a bit lighter than the iPhone 11. Here on the bottom we've got a lightning port and a single speaker on one side. There's another speaker here, the earpiece doubles, so you do get stereo sound. You can of course see this enormous notch, which is now an iPhone exclusive thing as Android manufacturers have all moved on. You get the same array of hardware including an infrared emitter and depth sensors to enable 3D face recognition. You have the volume buttons and a silent switch on the side. The power button, which also calls up Siri with a long press, on the right. And nothing on the top. Over here we have a tray for a single SIM, because of course microSD storage expansion is not supported on iPhones. But you can also use an eSIM if you need a second line. So the iPhone 12 is available with either 64GB, 128GB or 256GB of storage. You get Apple's new A14 Bionic processor, which is the same as in the iPhone 12 Pro. In fact, this phone has quite a lot in common with the iPhone 12 Pro. It has the same dimensions, the same screen, the same battery. Only really the cameras and the body materials are different. So now let's talk about the cameras. You get two cameras on the rear and one on the front. All of them have 12 megapixel resolutions, but they are quite different. The primary camera has an f1.6 aperture and a standard wide-angle lens. The ultra-wide camera has an f2.4 aperture. There's optical image stabilization, night mode on all cameras, and Apple's Deep Fusion tech. You also get portrait lighting effects and smart HDR. And interestingly, just like the iPhone 12 Pro, the iPhone 12 lets you record HDR Dolby Vision video. As for other specifications, this is one of the first iPhones to support 5G, and you get support for the sub-6 GHz band in India, not millimeter wave. There's also Bluetooth 5, Wi-Fi 6 and GPS. You do get support for Apple's new MagSafe charging system, so if you want to buy the new MagSafe charging pad or a bunch of third-party accessories will also be available soon. You'll be able to just snap on a wireless charger and be sure that the coils are aligned properly for the quickest possible charge. You can check out our coverage of the new iPhone 12 Pro to see the MagSafe adapter in action. And that was our unboxing and first look at the new iPhone 12. Now, what do you think of this phone? Is it too expensive, or does it provide most of the features of the iPhone 12 Pro at a much more affordable price? Do let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.